elegans, a transparent window into biology. The contents include classification of C. elegans, then I'll be giving a brief history and introduction of the worm, life cycle, genetics and genomics. Then I'll address one important question, that is why C. elegans is chosen as model system for biological researchers, a couple of key discoveries based on C. elegans, conclusion, references and acknowledgement. The binomial name C. elegans was given by a French librarian, botanist, and also a zoologist, Emily Morphus, in the year 1900. It is classified under the kingdom Animalia, phylum Nematoda, class Chromadoriae, order Rhabditidae, family Rhabditidae, genus Caenorhabditis, and species C. elegans. In the late 19th and early 20th century, embryologists like Richard Goldsmith and Theodore Bowry researched and stated that nematodes can be a potential model system to study developmental biology. In 1970s, Sir Sidney Brenner, a South African biologist, along with his students and colleagues, searched for an organism wherein the gene involved in develop each and every gene involved in the development of the organism could be identified, and also its cell lineage could be traced. Based on Goldsmith's and Bowie's research, he finally settled on C. elegans, where he could conduct his researches. Many followed his research. No. In 1977, John Sulson et al. Observed every cell division of the C. elegans from zygote till adulthood. Later, John White et al. Identified the anatomy and connectivity of all 302 neurons present in C. elegans. This mainly happened because the organism is transparent. Eventually, in 2002, Sidney Brenner, Robert Horwitz, and John Sulson were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for their work on C. elegans, in part for the significance of the Lineage Project as a platform for discovery of genes that orchestrated developmental decisions. C. elegans is a transparent, tiny, free-living organism found across the world. They are so tiny that newly hatched larvae is only about 0.25 mm long, whereas adult is around 1 mm long. Because of their small size, they can be observed under dissecting and compound microscope. The mean sex of this worm is hermaphrodite. Males do exist, but the frequency of occurrence of males is less than 0.2%. It has a simple body type made up of around 959 somatic cells, of which around 302 are neurons. It has invariant cell lineage. So, what does this tiny worm has to do with humans? What are the similarities? Around 38% of the C. elegans protein coding genes have orthologs in human genome, whereas around 60 to 80% of human genes have ortholog in C. elegans, and around 40% of the genes that are involved in human disease have clear orthologs in C. elegans genome. This is the basic anatomy of C. elegans. Like any nematode, it has cylindrical body with tapered ends. The body wall, that is the outer tube, consists of cuticle, hypodermis, excretory system, neurons and muscles, whereas the inner tube consists of pharynx, intestine and gonads. C. elegans has an active life cycle at around 20 degrees Celsius. 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. The fertilization is internal. As soon as fertilization occurs, the zygote forms a protective shell around it. This means the development of the egg is independent of its parent. Yet, until this zygote or embryo becomes 24 to 30 cell stage, it is retained in the parental body. At this stage, the eggs are laid. Once the eggs are laid, the embryo inside the egg undergoes multiple folds of nuclear and cellular division until it becomes around 558 nucleated, at which point it hatches. The embryogenesis takes around 9 to 16 hours, and many genes control the embryogenesis. These are PAR genes, SKN genes, PAL genes, PI genes, MET genes, POP genes, etc. And once the egg hatches, L1 larva emerges out, which goes series of development into L2 larva, L3 and L4 stage. And finally, the L4 larva takes around 12 to 18 hours to become an adult capable of laying eggs. This life cycle occurs only if the condition is favorable. If the condition turns unfavorable, then the L1 larva moves into a stage called as DOR stage. At this stage, the larva is inactive, and and it can stay in DAW form for around up to 4 months until the favorable condition returns and the DAW lava is directly transformed into L4 lava. The life the life the life cycle is regulated by many genes such as DAF genes, A genes, MAT33, JNK1, etc. And the development of an embryo to an adult takes around 3 days. The lifespan of C. elegans is around 12 to 18 days. The main reason why Sidney Brenner opted C. elegans for his research because of its ease of genetic manipulation. Since main type of worms here are hermaphrodites, that means the fertilization is the main type of fertilization here is self-fertilization. That is, any mutant alleles can be maintained through self-propagation. If you see the image here, for a wild type worm, mutation is induced here. And in the F1 generation, mutation passes from sperm to also eggs. And in F2 generation, 3 types of progeny is found. That is, one which is of wild type, and around 50% of the progeny carry the mutation but do not show any phenotype, whereas around 25% of the progeny carry the mutation and also express the phenotype of the mutation. And if this set of worm is picked and grown in a fresh nematode growth media, you can get a uniform culture of mutant C. elegans, which can be studied later. The generation time is very quick, that is, it takes only 3 days, and any mutants can be frozen and recovered. Also, forward genetics and reverse genetics can be applied on C. elegans to understand its genetics, for example, by using RNA interference. Moving on to the genomics of C. elegans, it's the first multicellular eukaryotic organism to have its genome sequenced, that is in the year 1998. The genome size is around 100 megabase pairs. Its comparison with human genome is given in the right. It has around 20,444 protein coding genes, with average size of each gene being around 3 kilobase pairs. It is a diploid and has 5 pairs of autosomes, that is linkage group 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and hermaphrodite has 2 sex chromosomes XX, whereas male has only 1 sex chromosome, that is X. So, why choose C. elegans as a model system? Sharing a large amount of genetic and cellular information has been central to the success of C. elegans research. Besides being an important genetic system, C. elegans also has many inherent advantages as a model system for eukaryotic biology. These advantages include its small size, large brood size, ease of cultivation and maintenance, low maintenance cost, cryopreservation, quick generation time, transparency of the organism, invariant cell lineage, ability to alter the gene activity, low cell count, that is simple body type, and also C. elegans is known to be benign to humans. That is, so far no known allergic response with respect to C. elegans has been reported in humans. Moving further on why C. elegans, the epidermis of the C. elegans is a model for extracellular matrix production, wound healing, and cell fusion. This is the epidermis of the C. elegans, and here the epidermal cells undergo multiple division and fusion to form a multinucleated epidermal layer, which produces an extracellular matrix called as cuticle. This cuticle is mainly made up of collagen, lipids, and glycoproteins. It determines the body shape of the organism. Also, the studying of epidermis to muscle connection gives insights to anchoring points for muscle contraction. Cuticle has also served as an important model system to understand extracellular matrix formation and functions because the molecules and pathways involved in the cuticle biogenesis is conserved across all vertebrates. Mutation in several genes that is required for cuticle formation, especially collagen formation, shows visible phenotype. Mutation in ROL gene results in roller phenotype. So if you see here, this is the wild type worm where the movement is sinusoidal, but the roller phenotype shows rolling motion. Again, mutation in DPY gene shows dumpy phenotype, where again the movement of the worm is hampered, and mutation in BLI gene leads to blister formation on the epidermis of the worm. Studying the epidermis of C. elegans has given greater insights in understanding early cell movements, wound healing, cell-cell fusion, and the establishment of epithelial layers in developing embryo. And the skin of the C. elegans, that is the epidermis, has served as a model system to understand innate immune response with respect to infection and physical damage. The muscle of the C. elegans is a model for controlling animal movement. Right under the epidermis, there are four quadrants of body wall muscles made up of 95 cells that run along the length of the body. And the contraction and relaxation of these muscles leads to the sinusoidal movement of the organism. These muscles are striated and mononucleated with multiple sarcomeres per cell, and the genetics of these muscle cells led to the first cloning and sequencing of myosin gene, that is uncoordinated 54. And further genetic screening of this gene led to the understanding of the structures of many myosins, of all myosins. The mutation in uncoordinated genes lead to a phenotype called as floppy paralytic phenotype, where the muscle movement is paralyzed. Muscles have also C. elegans muscles have also been used to study many cell adhesion molecules, and it has served as a model system to understand many muscle wasting disorders such as Duchenne's muscular dystrophy and cardiomyopathies. The digestive system of C. elegans is a model for organogenesis and pathogenesis. The food, that is bacteria or E. coli, enters the C. elegans at the anterior region and is grinded in a bilobed neuromuscular pump called as pharynx before it is digested in the intestine. Studying pharyngeal development has been a model for organogenesis, including how epithelial morphogenesis and cell fate specification occur during development. For example, a particular gene FA4 is very much required for the organ identity of pharynx during the development of C. elegans. If FA4 is knocked out, then pharynx doesn't form. Is if FA4 is overexpressed, then abnormal pharynx is formed. A homologue for this gene, FOXA, is present in vertebrates, and this is involved in the gut development in many species. The digestive system is also a model system to understand immune response with respect to bacterial pathogens, microsporidia, and viruses that colonize the digestive system. The nervous system of the C. elegans is an important model system for neurobiological researchers. Researchers have identified genes and mechanism that is needed for neuronal generation and specification, cell death, precursor migration, etc. Also, many simple and complex behaviors have been studied C. elegans. For example, chemotaxis, thermotaxis, several responses to touch, etc. The animal also undergoes a period of restful inactivity, which is greatly compared with mammalian sleep because the worm is quite inactive during this period. And this also has been studied widely. It also has around 7,000 chemical synapses and gap junction connections, very similar to vertebrates, and it has common neurotransmitters such as acetylcholine, glutamate, GABA, dopamine, and serotonin. And there are some individual neurons in C. elegans which can do multiple functions. That is, multiple vertebral sensory neurons are compressed into individual neuron in C. elegans. The reproductive tissue of C. elegans is a model for sex-specific anatomy. The one main important advantage of C. elegans germline, that is all stages of cell development can be observed at once, because first the the animal is transparent, and also the germline is a visible gradient of development. It has been a model system to understand meiosis, gamete development, fertilization, stem cell biology, and also tumor formation. C. elegans has been an important model system to understand various research areas, including but not only limited to developmental biology, cell biology, neurobiology, aging, etc. It has contributed decisively in understanding of neuronal and synaptic properties and functions, programmed cell death, embryogenesis, muscle biology, sex determination, cell signaling, and also has given greater insights to understand many diseases such as cancer, muscle wasting diseases, and also neurodegenerative disorders. Here are some key discoveries that has been made by studying C. elegans. To point out a few: first, complete metazoan cell lineage; first, microRNA and its mRNA target; first, metazoan genome sequence; discovery of RNA interference; discovery of first nematode viruses, etc. Let me conclude my seminar here. It all started in 1963 when Sidney Brenner sent a letter to Max Perutz, the chairman of Medical Research Council, Laboratory of Molecular Biology, where he stated that classical problems of molecular biology have either been solved or will be solved in the next decade. Here he proposed that a nematode can be used to tackle all these problems. This nematode was Caenorhabditis brigaceae. But eventually he settled on Caenorhabditis elegans because the isolate of Caenorhabditis elegans strain grew better in his laboratory. C. elegans is not perfect. It comes with limitations. Some limitations are its simple body type. It has a simple body type. That means it doesn't have many tissues and organs such as blood vessels, uh, or a kidney or liver or heart, brain, etc. But numerous research have been going are continuously going on C. elegans now, and also many research have been done on C. elegans before to solve various anomalies of biology. In 1949, there was only one paper published on C. elegans research, but if we take the stats of past 10 years, around more than 1500 papers are being published on C. elegans each year. So, in conclusion, C. elegans is a potent model system to understand various anomalies